Adanna was filled with joy on her wedding day, surrounded by family and friends. Her mother, Ngozi, beamed with pride, and Emeka's affection reassured Adanna that she had chosen the right partner. Yet, every so often, Adanna caught an intense gaze from Ngozi toward Emeka during the ceremony. She dismissed these observations, thinking it was simply the excitement of the day. When Emeka and Adanna returned to their Lagos apartment to start their life together, Adanna found herself eager to settle into her role as a wife. Emeka's late hours and work-related phone calls began subtly, and she quickly attributed them to his busy career. Ngozi's frequent visits to their home, though comforting, brought a different energy. Adanna felt her mother's bond with Emeka was a little too close, but she told herself it was just her mind playing tricks. As months passed, Adanna started noticing subtle shifts in Emeka's behavior. He was loving but seemed preoccupied. When she brought it up, Ngozi was quick to reassure her that Emeka's behavior was just a part of adjusting to marriage. But small signs began piling up, and Adanna couldn't help but wonder if there was something she was missing. Ngozi began visiting more frequently, helping around the house and spending long hours with Emeka. Their friendship felt almost intimate, with inside jokes and a comfort level that Adanna found unsettling. When she voiced her concerns, Ngozi would dismiss them and subtly imply that Adanna's anxieties were unfounded, hinting that her insecurity might drive Emeka away. Trying to salvage the warmth of their marriage, Adanna planned a romantic dinner, only for Emeka to arrive home late, with Ngozi in tow. Hurt and confused, she tried to discuss her feelings, but Emeka brushed her off, claiming her suspicions were born of insecurity. For the first time, Adanna felt like an outsider in her own home, with both her mother and husband making her doubt her instincts. Her work life suffered as Adanna became increasingly distracted by her troubles at home. Chioma, a compassionate co-worker, offered a listening ear, and Adanna confessed her suspicions. Chioma advised her to set boundaries, suggesting that Ngozi's constant presence might be stifling her relationship with Emeka. Although Adanna agreed, she feared confronting her mother, worrying about how Ngozi would react. One evening, Emeka excused himself, claiming he had a business meeting. Adanna waited up for him and overheard him talking softly on the phone, as if hiding something. Later, Ngozi unexpectedly showed up, asking casually about Emeka's whereabouts. Adanna detected a sense of relief in her mother's expression when she learned Emeka was out, which only deepened her suspicions. While cleaning the house the next day, Adanna discovered a love note tucked inside Emeka's desk drawer. The note was written in affectionate language but bore no name. Feeling conflicted, she considered discussing it with her mother, but she feared sounding paranoid. Instead, she made a plan to follow Emeka the next time he claimed to have a business meeting. That night, she discreetly trailed him to a restaurant, where she was shocked to see Ngozi waiting at his table. They shared an intimate dinner, with moments that looked less like family bonding and more like a romantic date. Heartbroken, Adanna returned home, unable to confront them directly. That night, her world crumbled, as she questioned everything she thought she knew about love, family, and trust. When she finally confronted Ngozi, hinting at her mother's overstep, Ngozi was quick to deflect, expressing concern for her daughter's mental health. Emeka, too, played along, accusing Adanna of paranoia. For the first time, Adanna considered the possibility that her mother and husband were hiding something truly significant. Desperate for clarity, Adanna hired a private investigator to follow Emeka. Days later, she received photos showing Emeka and Ngozi in situations that left no room for doubt. The betrayal shattered her, but she kept the information to herself, needing time to process before confronting them both. Unable to contain her pain, Adanna eventually showed Emeka the photos. He initially denied everything, but when confronted with irrefutable proof, he broke down, admitting that the affair had started before he and Adanna even met. Adanna was devastated to learn that Ngozi had orchestrated their relationship, using her daughter as a cover for her own affair. Determined to hear the truth, Adanna confronted Ngozi, who shockingly showed no remorse. Ngozi justified her actions by claiming that she and Emeka shared a deeper connection than he could ever have with her daughter. In that moment, Adanna realized that Ngozi's love for her was conditional, a mask hiding her selfish desires. Unable to stay in the same house with them, Adanna moved in temporarily with Chioma. She spiraled into depression, haunted by the betrayal of the two people she had loved most. Chioma suggested counseling, and although hesitant, Adanna eventually agreed, beginning her journey toward healing. Through therapy, Adanna started rebuilding herself, setting firm boundaries and embracing her independence. She found support through old friends and a group of women who shared their own stories of betrayal. Gradually, she found strength and clarity, realizing that she was more than the pain she had endured. Months passed, and Emeka reached out, asking for forgiveness. He confessed he had ended things with Ngozi, though he still felt immense guilt. While Adanna listened, she made it clear that forgiveness did not mean reconciliation. She was done being defined by her past, ready to move forward on her own terms. Even Ngozi tried to reach out with a heartfelt letter, explaining her actions as a result of past traumas. She claimed she never meant to hurt Adanna, but Adanna saw through her words. Although she read the letter, she chose to keep her distance, realizing that some wounds were too deep to heal with words alone. Embracing her newfound strength, Adanna channeled her pain into a blog where she shared her experiences and resilience. Her writing resonated with many, and she built a supportive community of readers who found strength in her words. Adanna discovered a new purpose in helping others, empowering them to rise above betrayal and reclaim their lives. At a work event, Adanna met Daniel, a kind and understanding man. They formed a deep friendship built on mutual respect, and over time, Adanna felt her heart open again. She allowed herself to embrace love once more, knowing she was stronger and wiser now. Years later, Adanna had built a fulfilling life. She had forgiven Ngozi and Emeka in her heart, though she chose to live free from their shadows. Her journey had taught her resilience, strength, and the power of self-love, and she finally felt at peace, liberated from the pain that had once bound her.